everybody. I am here for day 63, I believe. Yes, 63 of the 100-day project. So I've got some pieces laid out here, but I wanted to talk to you about one thing. You can make your own stencils, and this is just made with a paper bag folded in half, and you cut the pieces out. When you unfold it, you've got two sides. So I've made a bunch of these. A lot of them are the same thing, because if you're cutting, you just stack them together and make your cuts. And then after you've used it and it's covered in paint, you can use it in your journals to make a nice collage element. So I'm going to use this one today, and I have a piece of cardboard. I have a little bit of blue paint here. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to stencil. I'm going to pounce this so I don't have a bunch of paint on it. I'm going to stencil through this handmade stencil. And since this is kind of hanging off, I'm going to do that too. Get a little bit more paint. And then maybe I'll flip this around maybe and do this part facing out. Okay, so now I've got this stencil piece of cardboard, and I want to take a pencil and I want to just make some marks on it over top of the paint and off the edges. Then I have a piece of muslin that has some blue paint on it. It's an off-white, so I think I probably tea-dyed it. This is a piece that I got from one of my swap partners. Beautiful piece of pink and blue fabric. And let's see if I can get some of that cardboard to show. Yeah, let's do this side. Then I have a piece of white lace. You could do it either way, but I think I like that. And then I have a piece of that seam, not seam binding, but the selvage edge of the fabric, and that I mopped up some chalk pastels off my floor. And then I have this piece of rickrack lace that is also off-white. So I've got a mixture of white and off-white. I also have this little gem that came off of some costume jewelry that my friend gave me. And I have a piece of blue embroidery floss, six layers, or 6 strands. And I'm going to push the needle through all of the pieces. And I'm gonna need my hemostat for this. Somehow I've gotten a very long needle, but it'll do the job anyway. Okay, so I'm gonna take it back down through everything using my desk for leverage. Goodness, here we go. I'm going to pull it tight so this little gem is positioned. And I think I'm going to do it again, just so that it has a little bit more security. A lot easier coming that direction than it was going in the other direction. I had to deconstruct this I believe it was a necklace. The costume jewelry necklace. Goodness gracious. I think it's probably trying to bring something that I've got together, trying to bring it through with the needle. Okay, here we go. All right, now I'm going to go through this. Let me make sure that I've got it. I don't, so that's a good thing I checked. Okay, we're going to turn it around this way because I went through. Oh, we may have to do something different. Let me see. If you think you're the only one who ever makes a mistake, welcome to my world. Okay, let's thread this needle again if we can. I don't know if this is kind of a quilter's way of threading a needle, but it works with embroidery floss if your eye's big enough. You just flatten the thread out with your fingers, and then you double it over. You flatten it out with your fingers, and then feed it through the eye of the needle. Okay, so now let's see if this comes through easier. Not particularly. So we're gonna try this. There we go. Okay, now let's check and make sure that I've got it. Everything secured and in the right place. See, I want it this way, I think. All right, so I'm gonna go through this thread and make a knot. And then I'm going to go through it one more time. I'm going to cut the thread, put the needle back in the pin cushion, hemostat back in the cup. If you're like me, you have to try to put things back together, back in the same place. Otherwise, there's total chaos. There's enough chaos without it. So I'm going to tear off a piece of masking tape, and I'm going to attach that to over top of the threads. Flip it over, and here is day 63 of the 100-day project. Now, I want to show you one thing. I ended up getting a fresh paper for my underpaper, but this is the reason why. I had paint left over on something I was doing yesterday, and so I took stencils and I marked it, and then I marked around the things that I had stenciled, and so this is way too busy for making a charm or a cluster, so I just covered it up. Put down some tape so I could try to stay in frame. So thank you for joining me, and I hope to see you tomorrow.